Hello, everyone. Let's get the live stream going. Let me check it out. Give me a minute. Thanks all for tuning in. Here we go. Looks like we're live. Let me hear the sound. Hello, everyone. Let's get the live stream going. Let me move it up a little bit and make it a little louder. Okay, let me mute this. Okay, I named, move this over here. Okay. I named this one Stop Pushing. And I want you to maybe look at your life, your words, your counterances to what is natural. So let's look at what is natural, okay? Hi, Debbie, my baby. Mwah. Miss you. Give me a call, whatever. So anyways, let's look at law of attraction and time. Law of attraction and time, so we can maybe give you a different perspective on how we can allow things, law of attraction, giving it time to work. So let's look at time in a reference of, first off, hello, Theo. Theo, how are you, baby? Let's look at time in a reference of all now, okay? So everything is here and now, right? So when we look at a circle of now, let's just pretend you're in your bubble, and in this circle that is relative to you, your reality now is everything. Everything is there, okay? What's not there is yet to be manifested, okay? In your now is when it gets manifested in your awareness. See, when everything is here and now, people got this idea of, well, that's in another now. That adds time. You can't have another now unless you add time in there, because another separates the 2 points of now into 2 points of now, separates one into two, and then you have another. Therefore, what's in between the 2 points of now? Time. Okay? So let's push time in between things. So let's say you want something, and that's something you can go and get. So let's say you have access to that something now. You don't have instant access, but you have a concept. You have access through the means it's going to take, to get it. In other words, maybe you have the money to go buy it, or someone has something for you and you have a car or your legs to go there. And what happens between those 2 points of now? Well, what's occurring? Time. Okay? So in that idea of that's there, and I have to go get it. Now, we all have instant gratification in this fucking world of ours. And they harp on it, and they sell you on that fucking drug of instant gratification. It'll fuck you 3 ways from Wednesday. Don't do it. Be awesome. Trust, allow, surrender now. Anyways, so let's get back to this. So I'm going to go to the mall and I'm going to buy something. I saw something in a sales thing that came over my internet. It looks like my t-shirts are on sale. Let me go to Macy's. So I have access, but I still have to go there in time. But when I get it in the now, that's my now. It's not my time. It took me time. How? Because I have a memory. And it took me travel time. Yeah, I know. It took me travel time, but that's not a real big deal because it was pretty instant. I want a Starbucks, so I order Uber. So I have access because I have abundance, and I have Uber, and I have a Starbucks. So all these things collide. They're all manifested in whatever reality of conceptualization that's happening. I have an app that says, I don't know if there's an Uber driver there, but the app says it is. That's my reality. I don't give a shit if there's an Uber driver in there. All I have is confirmation of access. I'm going to get this thing, and it shows up at the door. That idea, co-creation, is manifested, and they hand me my Starbucks apple, steamed apple juice, and I'm going, yummy. And by the way, the red velvet with the icing is back. So it's all there. So, what is the difference? Sly was talking to me, teaching me, and we taught a little bit this in my advanced classes. We taught it's just separated by time, but it's all now. So, let's look at the concept of a need or a want. So, let's say you're lacking money, you're lacking something. Now, that vibration is pushing it away. But if you have the permission in your mind that you have the abundance to go to the store and, let's say, go buy this thing that's on sale, or you want to go buy a new pair of jeans, or you want to go pay a bill, and it all comes, you have access, and then you're not pushing. You might bitch a little, but you're not pushing. Vibrationally, you're not putting out the lack. I don't have any fucking money. So all of your money that's in the now can't get to you because you're pushing against it. You're pushing. Thank you, Eduardo. You're pushing against it. Okay? That's the lack. That's the things that keep things at bay. Does anyone remember Abraham and Bashar? Both of them said the same thing. You're keeping everything that you want away from you. But you don't have patience, you don't have allowance, you don't have trust, you don't have trust in law of attraction. I didn't either. No one does on this fucking planet. Why? Because the fucking people teach you. It doesn't work that way. You gotta earn, you gotta go, you gotta be, you gotta see, you gotta make it happen. All that fucking bullshit. Pride. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look what I did. Yay. Fuck that. Fuck it. Be awesome and journey now. And all of those nows manifest. And how you travel to those nows as its space-time continuum is through time. Okay? So let's look at my book, okay? So I started my book somewhere in June. I started getting these ideas. I called up my bestie, Debbie, and I said, Debbie, I'm writing a book and I need you to read it. And that was my first step because I had an intuition. Now, follow me along with this. Follow me along, okay? What I got in the now was an intuition that brought me to when it got published in January, this, a few days ago, right? How that journey happened didn't happen in time. I didn't do it in time. I did it in the now. And all of those things got closer to me because I followed my intuition. So I said, Deb, I need you to read this. And she gave me her absolute brutal honesty idea and said, hey, I love it. And then there was a thing that said, however, and she was honest with me so I can be clear on my idea about this because I was being muddled by my own mind. So I have humility. I have enormous humility because I got my ass kicked for the last 9 years by myself to know that I don't need to have an ego. So I surrendered to the idea and my writing got better, more exceptional, more alive, more journeyful, wonderful, right? So that was the first step. And I start writing and I start writing. All of the things that I wanted to do to get this idea of the book came and it was finished. It's called The Angelics. I didn't know anything else about it, but I knew in that moment a vibrational resonance of absolute alignment that said, there's a book there for you. Go get it if you want. And how do I go get it? By allowing everything to come to me and doing it in the now. So I wrote the book and then I found the artist who did the cover and then I found the person to format it. And then I figured out, I got some help from a couple other writers, to Naomi, shout out, to Dave, shout out. They show me the ideas about to get onto Amazon, and I figured out I wanted to go and do the idea of Barnes and Noble. So I followed what showed up in the now. I didn't have to chase. So the money you were chasing, the lack you are chasing keeps it away. That's the vibratory resistance. You're telling vibratory attraction, law of attraction, I don't want this stuff. Because you're saying, I need that, I'm lacking. I want that, I'm lacking. I desire that. I'm lacking. That's what you're telling me, that your now isn't fucking good enough. What the fuck is in the now that's not absolutely, unequivocally priceless? Only what your mind says. The internal dialogue says, no, 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 no. This isn't good enough. You can do better. There must be something. You're bored. Have a better time. You can look. I want all of these things. I get desire. I'm a fucking human that's been lackful. I have the vibratory state of emptiness feeding off of what they told me would make me a better person. You motherfuckers. I'm enough because I'm all that is. I'm all that motherfucking is. How can I get better than I am every single vibratory state of consciousness? I'm all of it. Law, one or all or one. Own that and take the journey. Patience, allowance, step by step. Open yourself to it. Surrender to the ideas. I surrender to it. When I got that book and I got it in my hand and I started bawling like a child, I was just a little girl and I was like, oh my God, Tommy, it's here. And I was like all happy. I was joyous. I would have never had that experience if it would have been a goal and a success and a drive and hard work. Hard work, hard work. Remember that? Hard. They just drill it into you. There's nothing wrong with going to work. But when you get to the outcome and the only thing is the pride, then you'll be an empty skunk. I promise you. You spewed all your shit all over the place and now you ain't got no stink left. You got nothing. You're empty. So that book would have been another accomplishment to put on the shelf. It's not an accomplishment now. It's a part of me. It's a living expression of evolution that vibes in my state of being. It's a creation of mine. I did it through my natural journey. Don't push shit away. Trust law of attraction. Collapse all of your ideas and bring them all back to the now and surrender. We do the work, but the work is the work in the moment. To say, I love me. That's my beliefs. That's my shit. I'm going to own it. This is my dialogue. My work is transcendence. My work is the awareness. My work is the courage to choose my truth. My work is to see my own ego and be humble and surrender and transcend that relationship of separation that lies one place in my fucking head. Nobody else. It don't belong to anyone else. Stop trying to push that shit off of blame or betrayal or an externalism, or then you're just going to have the diarrhea of the mind, what you had already. And it doesn't go away if you keep putting it out. So don't push. So in this idea diagram, okay, so let's say in 7 months from now, I want a house. Because I have a journey that has opened up and I accepted, and now all of the things to get a house are falling into place. So here's 7 months. What do I need to do? Nothing until it shows up in the now. When it gets to my reality, that's when the action is taken. And you know what I need to know? Nothing. Because everything in the now, I know what to do. I have the intuition, I have the knowledge, I have the attraction. Law of attraction, your reality, you don't fuck yourself over. You don't leave yourself a magical mystery tour. You don't leave yourself a riddle. You don't have to try to figure it out. You don't have to go, what does this mean? You don't have to do that. That's the diarrhea of humanity trying to figure itself out on pride and the justification of validation for the self. Stop. So if there's a house for me in 7 months, how do I trust that? How do I know that? Because I got the intuition and I accepted that reality, and now I have to do nothing about it. But all my doubt about that, anything about how it and when and all that, that's my internal dialogue happening when, oh my fucking God, right now. So instead of living that life and getting to that path, I'm resisting myself now. I don't need to know how, I don't need to know when, I don't need to know where. But that's the time frame that everything shows me that's falling into place. and I trust it and accept it. But I don't have to prove it because that's an ego. I don't need to know how because that's an ego. I don't need to know what I need to do before then because that's the ego, which is resisting the idea of natural flow. Does anyone understand about the Abraham analogy about getting in the river and stop fucking paddling? Stop. Don't paddle to the shore. Just go. Surrender. Be now and allow. What's going to happen? Life. What's going to happen to you? Life. Anything else is the idea. This is it. Okay, guys, look, stop. It's all happening right here. All this, go back and listen to my internal dialogue. It's all happening in your fucking head. Everything is going on is right here. That interpretation of those people and that thing and all these scenarios is going on in your head. And however you label it, however you contrast it, however you say it's real, vibratory real, not this real in ideal. You have to feel it. You have to feel the will that you're putting into that. There was someone here, let me give you an example. There was someone that says, I'm never going to charge for fucking my sessions. That's bullshit. And to feel that truth behind that, so she'll never make a fucking dime because she's pushing away abundance because her belief is it should be free. So she creates a reality that it's free and she'll give it away for free. She'll never create her abundance through that. That's the truth. The abundance might come another way. It might. But when you're putting out resistance, when you're not accepting what's best for you, you're priding yourself on what you believe you are. How the fuck do you know who you are? The only thing you know is a human. You popped out of mommy and you said, ta-da! Oh, hostility? Forgetfulness? Terror? Fear? Separation? Obligation? Dedication? Motivation? Oh my God! Covet my castle. Look what I built. And you want to know that's a God? You're going to use that resource to say you're a God? You're going to use that as your idea definition of what the fuck I am? Fuck that. Get masterful and tear down the walls of fucking Jericho. Take it all down to the foundation of I am. And how do you do that? You surrender. Give in, give up, let go, and say, here's my truth, and act in the perseverance and the courage of the internal self and get to know that crazy God that you are. Because all of us are fucking batshit crazy because we came here to be batshit crazy, to be reckless, to feel pain, to feel sorrow, to feel suffering, to understand the idea of hope and need and pride and desire. And once you know it, why you keep carrying on the same fucking song and dance when you have an opportunity to be a God right here on the planet? Create a new self, create a new species? It's choice. That's how. You have it. If you carry on the dialogue, law of attraction is going to say, okay, you just keep your self going like that and you're going to get it because it doesn't fail. It doesn't fail. Your history is because you're God. Your future, it's because you're God. You got to learn to change your relationship. I teach that. I'm a master at it. I'm good at it. Why? Because I did it. I live it. I understand it. And you can have it. But you got to get busy on the inside instead of externalizing. Externalization. Listen to this definition. It's in my classes. Externalization. Having an emotional relationship with an outside idea. That's it. And as soon as you keep that validity going, you're willing that, then you're validating the fractal. You're sustaining your memory, your image, your human. There's a different way, I promise you. The first thing to do is stop pushing. Stop lacking, stop needing. Someone said desiring is okay. Okay, great, have desire. I won't have it. Because mine now gives me. It told me, hey, you can get a house now. Here's the first step. Okay, bump. Here's the second step. Okay, bump. And whenever the third step or whatever's next, it'll come in the now. I'm too busy worrying about the future. I don't need to worry about it. Why? Because my life is full right now. I have so much going on right now. And it's not outcome going on. It's not goal. It's not achievement. It's not a badge of honor or a badge for my life sash. It's not pride. It's not success. It's not external. It's now the bliss of I am. But it's all clouded by the diarrhea this stick and mud of damn that you're putting on in front of you, and the natural current of unconditional love flowing through you. Flowing through you. And you can't feel it because you feel human, emotion, polarity. So you get it? Let it go. Let it go. And when you watch yourself, observe yourself, acting a fool, let it go. Surrender. Walk away. Accept. And when someone is fishing for your ego and you want to give it and you want to argue and you want to say no and you want to do this and you're going to say, fuck, no. Let go. Surrender. Walk away. And find out something that no one has ever fucking taught you on this planet. That you're enough as is. You're enough. Because without you, I don't exist. I'll say it a million times. I am. All right, my friends. I love you all. If you need me, second class of School of Recognition is starting tomorrow. Still time to join. Link down below. Click on it. If you have any questions, let me know. I have the recording of the first class, and of course I give one-on-one time if you need any catching up. Go rock your reality. Don't forget to fucking love yourself first. Highest act of love, love yourself. Because if you love one, you must love all, and they don't need to be loved because they are you. Mwah!